common question I get asked is, Somi, how did you know pDAI was different? And look, there are a few things that happened along the way, but there was one conversation, friends, once. My friend Kyle the Circumcizer, he messaged me once. It was in one of the chats somewhere. And my brain remembers this. And I guess, thankfully, Kyle didn't actually circumcise me. Thank you, Kyle, if you're listening. Thank you, sir, for leaving my foreskin there. He said to me, it was a year and a half ago. Something along those lines. Meme coin supercycle stuff, right? Around that time period, a year and a half ago. And he said something to me like, hey, Somi, you're noticing pDAI, right? He said something like that. And I'll go, yeah. He basically, I don't exactly know what he said, but my brain remembers it as him saying, like, it's the coolest thing ever. And I'm thinking, coolest thing ever. Like, I knew it was different a bit, right? But then when he said that, he's like, yeah, no one's ever seen anything like it before. And I'm sitting there. Here's the thing, friends. It's one thing to come across stuff, but then it's another thing for just someone else to say, this is the coolest thing ever. We've never actually seen something like that before. And then I sat there internalizing it. And I'm thinking, wait, why would someone else call this the coolest thing ever? And I thought, hey, Kyle, you're not planning to circumcise me, are you? But then it clicked on me. It dawned on me. And I realized, wait a minute. We've never seen anything like this before. Ever. It's funny, back in 2024, I think he said it around here, by the way. And we actually, funny enough, did the big run-up. pDAI was 0.1 cents and did this massive run-up. It's kind of funny. From this low to the top, up to the top here, he ran up 25x. And it still holds true today. And I really started to think, I was like, wait a minute. This is the coolest thing. We've actually never seen something like this before. That's when, friends, my brain, slowly the pieces of the puzzle were like, Kyle didn't, no one needed to come and tell me, this is the plan. No one needed to say that to me. It just, someone threw out to me, you've never seen this before. Now, it's one thing to say you've never seen this before because some people will go, hey, do you remember monkey piss Inu? Well, now there's monkey poop Inu. It's the upgrade or the downgrade, depending how you look at it. Okay? It's not enough to just say that. It's actually got to be it. And it hit me. We've never seen anything like it before. Remember, friends, I made so many videos and I got a lot of content here coming for you. You're looking for unicorns, baby. Yeah, you're looking for stuff that you've never seen before, okay? It doesn't mean go all in on them. There are a lot of new scams. There are a lot of things out there. But if you have a mindset of, I've never seen that before, if you have that mindset, you are inquisitive. You're more curious. You are having the door open to potentially the next big massive coin, massive community, massive idea, massive narrative, whatever it is, big gains. All right? And remember, friends, it all came out because my friend Kyle decided, I'm not going to circumcise you today. Remember? Because if you never had that conversation, I might not have remembered it that way. Now, of course, there are many other things that appeared. Remember, like one of the biggest, most obvious things, right, was when I got the full chart of the pDAI chart, and I saw that it was literally the Richard Hart signature, which is funny enough, okay? I was like, wait a minute, you went to zero and then you start going up. Wait, you went to zero twice and you start going up? Okay, now this is like never before seen, right? We've actually never before seen price action as well. So this is extremely important, friends. If you have this inquisitive mind of, I've never seen that before, let me go dive in, you find Bitcoin, you find Ethereum, you even find XRP, you find Cardanzo, you find Tron, you find crypto early, you find Hex early, yeah, you find Shiba Inu, you find NFTs, the JPEGs, the monkey JPEGs, the CryptoPunks, you find those things. It doesn't mean you hit all of them, and guess what? You don't need to hit all of them, man. You just got to hit one. Okay, people who bought Bitcoin early, they didn't need the Ethereum ICO. Ethereum ICO people didn't need to buy Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu people didn't need to buy CryptoPunks early or the Bored Apes early. You see what I mean? They didn't need to go do that early, right? but you are moving further along the path than people who are just stale. Richard Hart's secret encoded message for the PulseChain community. It's really cool. I use Grok Imagine to make this kind of funny out here. Here we have GymRatCrypto. Don't defend the pervert scammer. You got to remember, bro. Look, you're just talking about red monthly candles, sir. We're just talking about red monthly candles here. So when price goes up, everything changes its tune all over again. We've seen this thousands of times before. I also made this post here, right? Press like if you think PulseChain core coins are undervalued by 40x. Beep, 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 beep. They are undervalued by 40x, friends. PulseChain community is doing Cardanzo stuff from 2020, but more. It's doing more. Okay, Cardanzo was just an alternative to Ethereum, cheaper Ethereum, and you have the Cardanzo, the cult, Charles Hoskinson cult, right? Culture, right? Not a cult, not summoning demonic force stuff. Culture, right? PulseChain has that. Yeah, it's Richard Hart cult. But we've got so many other things, man. Like, friends, it just hits so many other ways, you know? Look, it caters to so much. You got the traders. You can own the casino with PulseX. You got Hex, a better Bitcoin. PulseChain is just obviously the same as Cardanzo, just like another layer 1 chain, right? For everyone else. Inc. Greenest logo in crypto. You have incentives and stuff thrown in. Then you have the P tokens of the friends. That's the mystery part. The P tokens have pDAI. Maybe it ping pongs its way to $1. You know, friends, people even say to me, show me, but pDAI is not $1. How could it ever work? Okay, shh, my child, shh. With your cute fluffy hair, just sit down for 5 seconds on a squeaky chair. You've never seen a ping pong coin before. You don't know how the story plays out. You don't know who's behind it. You don't know if it works. You don't know if it pegs. You don't know if it ping pongs. You have no idea where it should be right now. You have no frame of reference. You're just here for the ride. So you're worried about nothing. You get it? You're literally worried about nothing. Now, it's kind of funny, friends. As I went through that soliloquy for you, I feel like I'm like that ancient Hindu, you know, that just like one of the Hindu monks, you know, just sitting at the top of the mountain, and someone comes and goes, "Psh, peace, my child. Fear is an illusion. You are but a source of energy." You know, I feel like I'm just delivering stuff that up. But it really is, friends. I teach you all these things, friends. Narratives are just N-word for Ghazi. You get it? And also, you're trying to look at a stable coin and say, hey, pDAI's like it. Yeah, but it's not it. You know what I mean? It's not it. You've never seen it before. I've never seen it before. I don't know where it should be. I don't know what the distribution should be. In fact, whoever is operating behind this, they probably don't know what it should be either. They're doing this in real time. We have nothing to basically compare it against, right? I want you to think about this, friends. The other day, I showed you this, right? A mysterious entity created 10 wallets in the past 8 days. They accumulated 312,000 Ethereum from Falcon X, Galaxy Digital, and BitGo. So I'm just wondering, man, what if that was Richard Hart when he sold his BTC? What if he didn't sell to US dollars? What if he swapped it for Ethereum? I was always thinking that. I just never heard of any hints or anything out here. I was always thinking like, I don't think he would sell. Why would you sell Bitcoin for US dollars when Bitcoin was like 100K and Ethereum at that time was 3,000? It just, and forget that. Look at the ETH BTC ratio. ETH BTC was like 0.026. Something, or 0.03. You know what I mean? Just like so low. Like ETH BTC peaked at 0.08 in 2021. You know, and Ethereum has more privacy stuff now. It has more advancements. You got Tumblr coming out. You have all these other things happening. Why should the ratio be lower? It should be higher. It makes me think about that. Also, friends, I wonder, what if we're just smoking crack and it's another nothing ever happens rumor? It could be that. Okay, it could be that. But we still believe, and guess what? Cardanzo, friends, Cardanzo had no problem pumping in the last cycle, and it didn't have any of these. And I'll just show that to you right now. Look at Cardanzo, friends. Cardanzo had absolutely no problems running up from this point up to the top. That's an 82x. And I didn't even bottom ticket, okay? I just got a middle of the range. Actually, if you bought Cardanzo when Hex launched, right here, you get a 82x on your money. You see, that's wild, man. And it didn't have this big treasury stuff out here and all these other things. So we have these and they're big bonuses. That's what I say. So PulseChain, friends, we have PulseChain conferences every year. We have PulseX conference. We have Hex conference run by the community for the community. Do you get it? This is not dying. I mean, this is growing, okay? Right? It's growing. It's a very, very loud megaphone potential. And by the way, think about this, friends. Look how loud we are while things were going down 99%. See what I mean? I've also got to give you a friendly reminder, friends. Remember I reported for you the other day, Wisconsin Senate introduced the bill requiring full KYC for Bitcoin ATMs, okay? So you need your photo ID to buy Bitcoin for every purchase and maximum $1,000. And they collect your personal info. So that's why I'm telling you, a friendly reminder while I play some music. Friendly reminder, Bitcoin, friends, has no privacy solutions. It has no smart contracts. It can't do anything, all right? Bitcoin's great. It goes up when global M2 goes up. Sweet, okay? But it doesn't do everything. You know what I mean? It doesn't do anything, everything, friends. Yeah. You know what's also mad? Ice cream, okay? But ice cream, maybe you don't want it in the morning. Maybe you want your nice sausage and your little ham and eggs. Maybe your little crispy bacon, right? Your cute little mushrooms. You know, ice cream, you can't have that in the morning, right? You see what I mean? Bitcoin plays a role and it's great, but it doesn't have privacy stuff out here. So even if you want to add utility to the world, it's limited for the BTC stuff, right? Ethereum and PulseChain, that's where the CypherPunks are at. You get it? CypherPunks, baby. CypherPunks, friends, they started on Bitcoin. They made the Bitcoin tech, right? But we don't have that there anymore because it's captured, man. We know it's captured. Who are you fooling, bro? How do you go buy Bitcoin? Oh, take my money from the US bank account, then go take it to an exchange who has all my KYC, sends all my stuff to the IRS, and does all these things. Okay, dude, you're captured, bro. It's just, you know what it is, dude. You know what I mean? You don't have any solutions. They have solutions, though, on Ethereum and PulseChain being built, privacy solutions. You know, friends, they're also making them government-friendly. They are. Okay, it's not anarchy. It's not fighting the government. It's just showing, okay, government, we don't want citizens to see each other's transactions. What we'll do is we'll make tech where everyone has a key and you can ask someone, hey, show us your key for your wallets. We want to see wherever it connects it. We see every transaction you've done. So you give them the key and only they know it's you. And the government binds a key. You send them a key. It matches. And then the government can see the viewing part. There you go, problem solved. But like Larry can't see that, say, Tom just spent, you know, $190,000 to buy a new car, right? So because maybe Tom's got like a gambling addiction and, you know, maybe he owes money to the wrong people and he has like a $50,000 gambling debt and they're a bunch of mafia people. They're from the mafia. And they're like, hey, all right, we can't rob you. We're going to rob your neighbor and you're going to have to go, you know what I mean? Like just it solves for that. Okay. We want to prevent that. And that'll be, you know, no one thinks about that stuff now, friends. But remember, you know how there's red and green candles in months for crypto and stuff? Yeah. There's stuff like that for the economy. Okay. We don't want to know what people do in a recession when people are losing jobs, which inevitably one day will happen again, where people are struggling. You don't want to know what people do when they know their neighbor and their crypto wallet and they have a lot of money and then go rob them in 5 seconds, okay? We don't want to see what that world is like. Let's not build and just say, oh, that world's going to look after itself because trust me, it ain't. Okay, what we do, we make solutions before that. That's where the CypherPunks are at, friends. That's Ethereum. That's PulseChain. You just have PulseChain's LibertySwap Finance. Okay, they're putting privacy on the blockchain because it's a human right, friends. It's a human right. Look, I personally, I can poop with any door open. Okay, window open, doors open, everyone walking through. I don't care. I'm like, hey, you want to watch? Good luck to you. That's all I'm saying. You want to wash your hands? Okay. All I'm saying as well is double good luck to you. You want to wash your hands and get inside here? Sweet. I don't care. I'm not moving. That's me though. Okay, that's me. I don't want to live in a world, though, where everybody's got to poop with the door open. You know what I mean? That's effectively what it is when we don't have privacy. You know? I don't want to know that, you know, actually, that's, you know, we'll keep it family friendly. But let's just say, I don't want to know when that dude's had Mexican 3 times in a night. You know what I mean? It's funny, but like, what if you're about to eat? Okay, so we can't build a world where everyone knows everyone's private stuff. And by the way, the world already works like that. Hey, government, knock, knock, knock. Let me into Lockheed Martin's tankers so I can see the UFO tech. Oh, there's privacy for you, but not privacy for me. We're not here to do anarchy, friends, okay? We're here to build solutions, okay? There's no smart contracts on Bitcoin, can't do anything. Okay, yeah, fix the money, fix the world. Guess what, bro? I don't see how we cure cancer by everybody in the world buying Bitcoin. I don't see how, okay? Now, I'm going to hope everybody believes that, so all our bags pump to the moon, but eventually reality is going to hit. So, PulseChain, friends, is the future, okay? PulseChain is the future. We have the community. It's CypherPunks. You know, yeah, it's not going to have your PUI KOLs or your Solana KOLs. Guess what? We don't need them. We don't want them. I wouldn't give a crap, okay? It's my stable coin, and I'll die if I want to. Do you get it? It's my layer 1 chain, and I'll pulse if I want to. It's my Bitcoin, and I'll hex if I want to. It's my DEX casino, and I'll pulse hex if I want to. Okay? And of course, the most important, it's my green logo, and I'll ink if I want to. So those are just cute ways of saying we don't need them, friends. We build our own stuff. That is what makes Richard Heart different. Friends, every other chain, what they do is they have insiders, okay? They have insiders. They get broker exchanges. They pay. Like, friends, Arthur Gaze is now on a random Solana treasury committee. Like, it's... You know what I mean? Like, they don't believe in their shit, dude. They're just getting paid, man. They're getting paid, okay? Here's the thing, man. When you pay people, you got to give money to other people just to open their mouths, and then that's less money in the people believers, and there's more money just for people to shill. So if you're a short-term mindset person, you give all the money to the KOLs and the influencers to go do that, okay? You give out the token supply so they can dump your one cycler project, yeah? That's short-term mindset. If you're like Richard Hart, used to live on top of a sandwich shop, obviously very forward-thinking, okay? Because you're like, I don't want the chef just to cook me for breakfast and dinner. I want him to cook for me next Sunday as well. See what I mean? Forward-thinking. When you think like that, you're not thinking in freaking like months, bro, or like one cycle. You're thinking in multiple cycles, decades. Do you get it? You're like, oh, maybe if I lived on top of a sandwich shop as such a visionary foresight oracle, I would want the token supply to be in the hands of believers, wink, 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 or the PulseChain core coins, maybe or may not, pDAI, maybe, because they're going to be holding the line in the next bear market. They're not going to be mercenaries who sell and leave anywhere near to the extent of these people who are programmed to sell, which is the KOL unlocks. Do you get it now? You should be getting it. Most people, though, friends, I already know, it's kind of funny. Like, when prices are down, out of 100 people, 10 get it. 5 get it. Yeah, 5 get it. The other 5 act a little bit later on. About 10 get it. 90 don't. And then literally nothing happens, but the price goes up. And so suddenly, everyone who didn't get it, now that switches on. Oh, I get it now. It's just the green candles, man. All of this will make sense when we pump up. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.